in Abuja. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, urged other services of the armed forces to key into the project and provide housing units to personnel. He described the project as a true testament to the untiring efforts of the late Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja, who advanced the welfare of the Nigerian Army personnel. A very good gesture in every sense of the word to lift the spirits of these wounded in action soldiers. Don't you agree?
I agree absolutely. And I've seen soldiers wounded in action. I've seen soldiers being evacuated after their vehicles stepped on an improvised explosive device. Come on. Somebody's body ripped apart before the eyes of his colleagues. Somebody's two limbs gone before the eyes of his colleagues. That is not what anybody wants to see. And you are seeing that soldier in pains. They are lifting him up, trying to put him in a military ambulance. You are watching. You cannot even explain where he is. The pain is overpowering. That should tell you the extent of the sacrifice that these soldiers make.
Absolutely.
Go to Kaduna. There is a 44 reference hospital. It's a military hospital. If you go there, you shed tears. You cannot stand the sight of those soldiers badly injured, maimed for life. Yet, all we can do for this, we can't return the limbs that they have lost.
Sure.
You can look at those ones and wait here. This is not a life that they chose for themselves.
Sure.
But they became wheelchair-bound in the service of their countrymen. And their countrymen and women must be grateful. This is all that the military wants. When people write some of the nonsense that they write about the military, they should spare a thought for those who sacrifice just for us to feel safe. I always say it, that when you are traveling along the road, maybe you are going to the north, when you see soldiers manning a checkpoint, or even police, well-armed policemen, if all along your bladder was full, but you were too scared to stop and empty your bladder, once you see those soldiers, you feel that confidence.
Feel that safety.
Now go there majestically and empty your bladder. The sacrifices that these people make for us, we cannot quantify it. I just hope that more of these schemes will be instituted across the armed forces and the paramilitary forces. People will remember General Lagbaja for this and many others. But when it comes to welfare of troops, he prioritized it. That's why his death is a massive, massive loss. The law, our military men have not recovered from it. When you step into the front lines, you know that you can lose your life anytime.
Anything can happen.
Yes, but your country must show a deep sense of gratitude, and this is part of what we are saying. The Chief of Defense Staff, in terms of the welfare of troops, they are doing so much at this time. And we want to see that continue. The president, there is a new this thing that the president has come up with that is also meant to look at the welfare of troops and improve on what they get at this time. He has also even increased their remuneration. That happened some months ago. So this has to continue so that these troops will feel that, yeah, they are not doing it in vain. They should be, their family, even when they lose their lives, their families should feel confident that, okay, the military has planned for us. This is where we'll settle. That is what will make people feel like sacrificing a lot more. But if they feel that nobody will remember them, you know that there's a feeling that the person that died has been forgotten. Oh, nobody will want to sacrifice for his country.
The morale. What are your thoughts here? You know, the country now showing that gesture to these wounded soldiers.
You see, I think it's just a confirmation of the fact that the government is trying to show Nigerians that it is a responsive government.
Exactly.
When you are responsive, when you institutionalize something like this, it means that anybody who puts his life on the line so that we can have peace, because they put their life on the line. It's not as if they have no option. They have an option. We have seen security forces that have compromised for their own personal level, but they put their lives on the line for Nigeria. I think the thing should be institutionalized, not only in the military, but in the paramilitary forces. Those people who stood in gap for Nigeria, who put their line. I think the president should even do more by making sure that they have carry life assurance.
Hello, TVC Communications. How can I help?
What makes TVC the right choice for my business?
Excellent question, sir. Let me share some exciting facts with you.
Start your day on TVC Entertainment with Wake Up Nigeria, a family and lifestyle show. Your view empowers women globally.
It's your view, let it count.
Entertainment Splash delivers the hottest celebrity trends. On TVC News, we keep you informed with breaking news and in-depth analysis of events shaping the world.
I will continue to speak the truth.
TVC News at 7 and TVC News at 10 p.m. delivers the most important stories of the day. Max FM, your hit music radio station, captivates listeners daily across Lagos and Abuja, making every commute more enjoyable. Adaba 88.9 FM is not left out, as it is the voice of Southwest. And on TVC Digital, we reach to million viewers daily. All together, pulls in over 17 million viewers daily. Contact us on 0707-272-8338 or marketing at tvccommunications.tv. Partner with TVC Communications today. Let's grow together.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Welcome to our hacker. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of Your View are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
Every weekday on Business Nigeria, we uncover the secrets of the financial world.
We analyze the stock market, shares, bonds, and the thrilling world of cryptocurrency.
Facts matter. Our team dives deep to separate fact from popular opinion.
We simplify complex government policies as it impacts your everyday life, helping you navigate the ever-changing financial landscape.
Watch Business Nigeria every weekday at 2 p.m. only on TVC News, first with breaking news.
Sometimes it's the story that calls. At other times, the people just want to be heard.
School, I need students, but I need teacher.
Can't continue like this.
Their voices re-echoing through time itself.
We haven't done anything. If the tide is high, everybody run for safety.
Their tears leave a sweet, sour taste for all their demands. A familiar call beckoning for change. In our world, no one expects a disaster to happen. But when it does, we'll be there to x-ray all sides, from the east to the west, North and South. Community Forum will examine the oddities and challenges to economic development, as well as issues yearning for government intervention. Watch fresh episodes of Community Forum on Sundays by 9:30 p.m. only on TVC News.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers. Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are a long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final decisions on policies, programs of government that will have to ensure that the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge linking Oyinbo here to Apapa Road over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call a permanent solution.
This place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
This can go into the news and every crumbs of your neighborhood.
Our goal is to remain as Africa's model megacity, to move our GDP from the 5-6 position to the 3rd position, and we believe it's achievable with all the commitments we have.
Explore the city of Lagos, where dreams are made and possibilities are endless. I'm Adedoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amakora Kwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Welcome to Warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an Hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Muriah Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of your view are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
Sometimes it's the story that calls. At other times, the people just want to be heard.
School, I need students, but I need teacher.
Can't continue like this.
Their voices re-echoing through time itself.
We haven't done anything.
If the tide is high, everybody run for safety.
Their tears leave a sweet sour taste for all their demands. A familiar call beckoning for change. In our world, no one expects a disaster to happen. But when it does, we'll be there to x-ray all sides, from the east to the west, north and south. Community Forum will examine the oddities and challenges to economic development, as well as issues yearning for government intervention. Watch fresh episodes of Community Forum on Sundays by 9:30 p.m. only on TVC News.
At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking it.
But they don't want to run into a bind and then think they can get the banks to assist them. Maybe there is a health emergency, for example, and you need money quickly, and your bank is telling you it's only 20,000 they can give you. If you found yourself in that situation, nobody will tell you before you run to a POS operator.
Exactly.
So now that people are, even the banks cannot say they are not working with these POS guys. Because who are the people? Apart from, yes, they say, some of them will say, no, we are collecting money from filling stations, but banks are colluding with them. Banks are selling new notes. If you go to the bank and nobody will give you a new note, who are you to collect new notes from the bank? But
all this money.
There are people who sell new notes.
Parties, yes.
Yes, now. There are people who sell new notes. These bank staff are the people who give it to them. So what is going on? It's not, we are not saying, oh, leave the POS operators unregulated. They are agent bankers, so they need to be regulated, you know, based on the CBN rules. But they've come to fill a void, and it is not their fault too. I can tell you in Kogi State, I can count the communities where we have banks on my fingertips. The people who are deluded, the blind people who are saying they stood by Mefele, they didn't see those scenes where women, bank staff who are women, were being helped to scale banking walls to escape from angry bank customers. How can people keep their money somewhere and they can't access the money? And people are starving at home. Children can't go to school. Parents can't pay school fees. Ordinary 1,000 to give to your child, put in his hand for him to go to school and even feed while in school. Parents could not do it. Some parents lost their heads inside banking halls. You saw some of those who are tearing their own dresses inside banking hall. So for that reason, some people have refused to put money in the banks. They've refused. If they have cash, they go to POS. POS will collect the cash from them, lodge it. They will use that cash to then transfer business, sell to others. This is where we find ourselves. I've seen this vice president complaining bitterly about this. Exactly. In fact, the POS operators are even exploiting Nigerians. But what can we do? What can we do? You cannot blame a man who went to a bank and the bank, his bank told him we can't give more than 20,000. He's just a victim of that today.
So you think this directive will sanitize the system?
I know why this directive was taken. I know why they took this decision. But we have to also be careful not to over-regulate. Okay. Considering the role that these agent bankers are playing, especially in those
rural areas.
Robbers have caused many banks to shut their branches in rural areas. They've forced them. So is this POS that we rely on, largely?
Okay, we need to go on this quick break, okay? But when we return, I want to ask, for the unbanked, most especially in the rural areas, how will they receive this? What do you think their reaction will be? Do you think they'll receive it well or not? Well, we'll return after this break. Don't go anywhere. It's still Journalist Hangout.
Coleman Wires and Cable. Great quality. Now with the new look.
Happy birthday to a business icon. Happy birthday to a cerebral businessman, a worthy philanthropist, and a proud son of Edo State. As a friend, a dear brother, and a strong confidant, you have remained a strong backbone. I wish you good health, unending happiness, and success in your endeavor. May the Almighty God continue to protect you, your businesses, and your family. On behalf of my family, the good people of Edo State, and the government, I wish you many happy returns of your day. Happy birthday, Limo Ikbea OON. Signed, His Excellency Senator Monday Okwewolo, Executive Governor of Edo State.
All right, welcome back to the program. But at this juncture, we are going live to link up Christmas Carol service organized by the Lagos State government at the State House in Marina. Journalist Hangout will continue on other platforms. So, if you just joined us, it's still Journalist Hangout. I still have Babajide Koladu Titoju and Tunde Abaton. So, before we went on that break, I asked you, for the unbanked, how will they receive this directive?
Well, it is not surprising in the sense that you said they are unbanked for the fact that they have been used to this system, especially, like you said, during the Emefiele, the last 6 months, when Emefiele reigned like an emperor. They were affected and they reverted back. I could remember the last time Nigeria had this experience was in 1984, when the Buhari regime came to power and they wanted to change money.
Okay, change.
You know, I was a teacher in one of the rural areas in Ogun State there. It was there I discovered that the money people had in their house, if you look at their house like this, you think they are poor people. They kept money inside the wells that has no water inside them. They now took it to bank. That was when Nigeria knew that not only necessarily people in the rural areas are not poor. But now what happened last year towards 1993 has taught Nigerian lesson that the confidence in the banking system has been removed. So it will take a very long time for that confidence to be restored by this central bank of people to go. I went to the bank around 3:30 p.m. today. I saw a lot of people on the line. The maximum that was collected in my presence was, I went there to transfer. And I have never attempted to collect any cash from bank in the last 6 months. In fact, my wife has become my POS. Because every morning she will come to me with her POS. Do you want to collect money? So there's no point. So the thing, what we are saying is that it will take a very long time for the unbanked to readjust or to be persuaded to start taking their money to the bank. Because those people who transfer business on a daily basis, go to Ketu, go to Mushin market, go to Ujuwe market, and all these big markets in cities. They touch money on a daily basis. So they cannot afford to keep their money within the banking system that is not reliable. So it has also taught them something, how to operate the Android. A lot of people now know how to operate.
Do you think this, this directive or this thing would actually improve the cashless policy?
Well, it's a two-way thing. In the first instance, people will learn how to transfer money on that thing. But for the illiterate, you will now have to catch their confidence on the POS. They will still give them money. For those who are, they will still give POS. It will take a very long time for you. Wait, what is the essence? Let me say, you have 10,000 to collect from the bank. You now have to spend about 2,000 naira to go to your bank to collect that money. And somebody is nearby you who will take 200 naira commission. Which one do you prefer? Your time or your money? You are going to spend time. You are going to spend money going to the bank to collect money. And when you get to the bank, you join a queue. I have not seen queue in banks in the last 3 months. We are not saying
there's no queue again.
There's no queue again, but naturally there must be money in the banking system. But what I'm surprised is that the banks themselves, they are direct beneficiaries of the POS operators. Because if you go to a POS now, you transact money. The bank will take their own commission. The POS operator too will take money. If you go to a retailer selling medicine, you want to transfer 1,000 naira, he will tell you that, please, so you have to add 25 naira on it, on that your transfer, which means that 25 naira is for him and for the bank. So the banks too are making money from that particular. So what I think is that they need to restore the confidence of Nigerians to bring them up. Because I know the money in circulation
is more than the banking
system.
system.
3 times or 5 times more than the one in the bank. And the bank still needs money to do the daily activities.
Okay, BK, still talking about the cashless policy, looking at issues of technical issues, transacting online. In your opinion, do you think Nigeria is ready to go completely cashless?
No, we can't. You can't. Even in India, India is far more advanced technologically than us. India is like the global capital for information technology. In the rural areas, a lot of people still transfer business in cash. In India. And that's why we said, look, you cannot assume that everybody, this thing, it has to be a gradual process.
Gradual, okay.
You cannot get everybody to embrace cashless policy wholesale. It's not going to happen. The people in the rural areas who are farmers, a lot of them are illiterate. You can't even talk to them about cashless policy. Many people in northern Nigeria, for example, they don't use the banks. They have no need for the banks. One, for religious reasons. And that's why some of the banks, like the Islamic banks, some of them are embracing Islamic banks, even, but the rate of embrace is not even substantial. It's not encouraging. It has to be, more people need to even embrace those Islamic banks where interest is not paid on your money and all that. People want to do business, they put their cash on the ground. Another person comes, he wants to transact business with them, the cash is there, they do it. I've seen where in Kano, in Singa Market, that Singa Market is an international textile market that people come all the way from Central African Republic to do business there. They hired people count money for them. They hire able-bodied men, about 10. All they do throughout the day is count money. I'm telling you, ask anybody.
What a job.
All they do is just count money. In Kano, Singa Market, Kantenkori. All they do is just count money. I had an uncle who was also into retailing of cosmetics and all that. So we were always going there around 1992. The old man will just sit there. They're just counting money. All they are doing is counting money. So somebody who needs the money, they're going to do business somewhere else. You just, okay, give him, how much are you counted there? Okay, I've counted 5 million. Okay, give it to this person. They are right there doing business on the go. They have no need for the banks. They don't go to the banks. All their business for the day starts and ends there. They are counting. They are sweating, counting money. You know, I would never be a place like Kano. Honestly. Okay. That's why the Kano man is happy to say Kano Tadabo. Code Damekazo Amfika. That despite how big you think you are, where are you coming from? We are bigger than you. That is the way Kano people see themselves. Whatever it is that you see that is monstrous, when you come to Kano, you see that they play.
You have to be humble. But now, looking at this CBN restriction, do you think it can be sustained, not just a flash in the pan?
Well, the problem is that, like I read 2 days ago, the AFCC paraded about 2 men for hawking.
I think I'm worried about something. But it's 100,000.
Yes.
For example, if we are building a house in the village, the POS people, they are they are almost indispensable. The money that you pay to the
bricklayers the Amazons
from them that you collect. Now, once you've restricted them
to 100,000,
that means for that day, you cannot, except you have different accounts and all. I don't even know, maybe because the banks are your accounts are connected to BVN.
Yes.
Maybe what they are saying is that you cannot then go to use another ATM to collect. So, how will this not affect people? And they can't go to the banks. And it's not in all cases that you just transfer money to people. And sometimes, what of the problems that arise from you say you transfer money?
Exactly.
You want to spend 2,000. Nobody wants you to transfer 2,000.
Give me the cash.
There are times you transfer money for over a week. They've not received
They've
it.
not received it.
So I think the CBN really needs to do some, public enlightenment.
The problem is not about really outlaws, about enforcement. But they enforce it.
Well, anyway, let's go straight to our next conversation. Tragedy was let loose. Your state, southwestern Nigeria, when a stampede turned children's carnival into a calamity. The death toll of the stampede, which took place at the Bashan Islamic High School in Ibadan, has reached 32. The carnival was organized by women in need of guidance and support, a non-governmental organization, and the founder, Naomi Shilepwola, is said to be under police interrogation. Multiple sources at the scene said the victims were stampeded to death while trying to break through the main gate of the premises. Such a tragedy, especially in the month of December, when people ought to be in a festive mood. Tunde Abaton, tell me, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I think this is not the first time we are experiencing this kind of thing. When it is not a football match that you are organizing, how can you throw out such kind of thing? Looking at the poverty level. Yes, if the intention of the organizer is to help the poor people, you must also help the poor people to help themselves. Because when you throw, in a season of hunger, when you throw the place open like this, you expect something like this will happen. But there are some people, their daily means of sustenance, just 1,000 naira means a lot to them. So when you not throw a whole place open, you don't put security in check, you don't do a lot of things, you expect that such a thing. Even ordinary football match, that people are going there not to collect money, people trample on each other, talk less of sharing foodstuff, Indomie, all these little things. So I think the organizers are to blame. They didn't do their own work well. They are much more, they concern more on the publicity they want to get from that thing than on the security.
You think it's the publicity, not the intention to help people?
Yes. You can't just excuse. If you want to help people, you also have to put certain things in place. Look, some people are suffering. You cannot just say because you want to give people 1,000 naira or 5,000 naira, you now throw the place open. We have to learn from experiences of the past. Things like this have happened in the past before. Okay, look at those people who have been about 7 years ago at Abuja Stadium, the National Immigration Service.
Yeah, immigration
service. You are conducting interviews.
What of the customs when they want to sell auction rice?
Auction rice.
Exactly, yes.
The way they jump up on the, I think whenever we want to do things like this, people should learn from experience. And like I said, they are much more interested in the fact that the crowd is coming. I'm yet to be convinced that they are no more interested in those people coming and the camera think that we are doing philanthropy than protecting those people. You cannot do that in a situation we have in Nigeria today. Where you won't be able to control it. You won't be able to control it. There's poverty in the land.
Do you share the same thought?
Yes, poverty.
Absolutely. Was it in River State 2 years ago or so? It was a church that organized it. You remember? And people were trampled to death. So how much longer are we going to be allowing this to happen? If you want to do something like this, you must have enough people
security
to ensure crowd control. You must put ambulances in place. Because people will faint out of exhaustion and all that. There has to be medical facilities, mobile medical facilities put in place that will ensure that people suffering from exhaustion and all that, you can easily take care of them. But the crowd control is important. If you cannot get the crowd control right, things will go wrong. Things will go wrong. So how much longer are we going to be allowing this to happen? I learned that people came from communities even outside of Ibadan. Because the radio station, Agidigbo, is listening to across the length and breadth of the Southwest and even beyond.
That his station was not part of the... A demand came out today to deny that the station was not part of the arrangement. But they used him as PR.
Yeah, but the announcement was through them. I'm not even blaming
this radio station.
But I'm saying that when people have, because it's a very popular medium. Once people heard from the hinterland that this is going to happen and that there will be scholarship for children, scholarship will be given along with other bountiful gifts. Of course, they bombarded the place. And if you organize this kind of thing maybe 10, 15 years ago, the level of hunger now was not like that. So don't underrate the way people would descend on the area like paratroopers. These people are hungry. No one can deny that people are hungry at this time.
Sure.
I will not sit here and deny that I do not know that people are hungry. What will make me? What will make me not admit that? No, it's not going to happen. I will admit it that people are hungry at this time. So when you want to do a thing like this, try to learn from the experiences, the ugly experiences of the past. The one that happened in Rivers, we've not forgotten. The customs thing, the moment people heard that, oh, they are going to auction rice, this and that, what did we see? People lost their lives trying to get cheap rice. And then children, for any reason, we shouldn't let children die cheaply like this.
Just like that.
Because they are not to blame for the mess that we found ourselves.
Sure.
What is, how is what we are going through their fault? But even parents will push their children out.
Some of them brought their children. But let me ask you.
Parents these days, even at Owambes, you see what they do with food.
Food, yes, they push their children for.
They put their children food. They put food in plastic bags. Some will collect food like 3-4 times.
Those ones are just greed.
No, because they think that they say, for how long are you going to eat it?
Yeah, I heard that some mothers even brought more than 4 children. But let me ask you, with the best of intentions, when you want to do something, if you don't plan properly for it, it turns out. Do you think the government of Oyo State should make examples of people who have done this to avoid a repeat of it? You said that it's happened before.
It has happened before in several places.
Should the government make examples?
I think that I want to believe that the declaration of Governor Seyi Makinde that they are going to try those people. I want to take him serious. If they are not going to play politics out of it, like I said, the government should take a step further and investigate those people behind it, investigate their motives, and investigate what all the precautions. They are, like Jide said, how can you want to organize in a big place like that and you just throw it open, allow people to come from home? Like I said, there's poverty in the land. There's hunger everywhere. 1,000 naira means a lot of difference to a family of 5 or 10. And what are they giving them? Indomie, rice, all these things. And
they promise other things.
They promised other things.
So I think that there should be a standard of doing things in Nigeria. Anybody wants to do anything that involves the public, especially during this period we are in today, there should be government guidance, security in place.
Okay, like a government permit first.
Government permit and
I think government has to even
security.
They have to hold meetings. They have to know the steps that they are taking to ensure that this thing does not go wrong.
For safety.
So before you can get the permit to even organize such a thing, I know people will come with fundamental rights, all of this nonsense. But these are human lives now being lost. So government has to say, okay, you want to do this. What plans do you have for crowd control? Because you must be able to manage the crowd. What plans do you have? How many soldiers do you have? How many policemen? Where do we come in? How do we assist? Because at the end of the day, people will blame the Oyo State government, you know, for what has happened. They are not going to blame the organizers alone. People will even say, okay, if not because government is not allowed to responsibilities and because of hunger, it's because of the hunger, they will still blame government for this. Now government has to put his foot down. If you want to organize such a thing that will involve a mammoth crowd, certain steps must be taken. If you cannot guarantee that you can put all of those measures in place, they should not allow you to hold it. And if you try to
do it, discourage those who want to help.
Nobody is saying no. if you want to help,
yes,
you also have to be sensible in helping.
That's true.
We are saying that the crowd control was whack. We are not saying don't help people. But there are ways by which you can do this that it will not lead to people losing their lives and all that. Because we don't want to see that.
Look, for instance, now, even in churches and mosques, let's say today is Friday and tomorrow is Friday now.
Okay.
If they should announce in the mosque that by Sunday afternoon, they are going to bring certain things. If the population of the mosque or church is 200, I can bet it with you, in the next 48 hours, 2,000 people will go to such an event to worship. And when 2,000 should invade a place that normally takes 200, the number of ushers and all that they have cannot contain them.
No, they'll be able to handle them.
Contain a crowd, there will be crisis.
Yes.
If there's crisis, people will die. Some people will even fight each other. So the purpose of organizing, giving that thing out, is already defeated.
Yes.
The scripture says that even when you are helping your neighbor, you don't have to allow your left hand to know what your right hand is doing. People should be discreet in what they are doing and should follow normal channel, especially when it concerns the members of the public. At a season like this, when hunger is in the land, people should not just, like I said, I think they are much more interested in the noise they want to make than the life they want to save.
Holding people to account, do you think the government or your state government should make examples of?
The other day, some people put explosives in a residential area. In this same Oyo State.
Ibadan.
Look at, we lost lives. People lost their buildings. People's lives have been ruined. So by some of the actions of some individuals, if you cause lives to be lost, government has to take what you have done seriously. That is what we don't do in this country. That is what we don't do in this country. We must make people pay for bad behavior.
There must be consequences.
You cannot. You put people on trial for negligence.
No matter the good intention.
Yeah, if you do not take care of the crowd control.
The good intention is defeated.
You made so much noise so that so many people can come.
Noise.
Okay, when they come now, you cannot handle the crowd. And you didn't put anything in place to ensure that you bring the crowd under control.
How many families are mourning in Oyo State?
Yes. So what have you gained? That's why when he says maybe they were far more, they should have invested more in crowd control. They should have invested more in putting health facilities in place, mobile health ambulances and all that. Those who suffer for exhaustion, you go and take good care of them.
Time that we should lose 35 people.
No, especially because they wanted, things that normally should be at their beck and call. We are not saying don't help the needy, but you must do it sensibly.
The right way, exactly.
You must do it sensibly.
Do it the right way.
How can you invite a large crowd to a gathering? You have no crime control and you have no crowd control.
After all, if the essence is to even help those people, why not take those things to them at their location? For instance, now if they have a plan of distributing 200 bags of rice, you can decide to say it is in 4 local governments.
Okay,
decentralize it.
Okay, decentralize. That's another one.
You can decentralize instead of asking them to
even during COVID, some of us were involved in sharing palliatives.
Even my
I know how tough it was to control crowd. People trekked.
We tried to sample some people who are deliberately you are actually poor and give it to them instead of saying queue up and line up. Anyway,
you know, people trekked from Okpailu to Akute
to collect. So Okpailu,
yes.
Imagine that's about
Okpailu.
That's about 20.
And this place where Lagos has water.
Idu now.
So the other one. There's another one. Adiyon. They trekked.
You can imagine.
There was a woman. She was almost exhausted, and she was getting to a place where we were distributing. She almost fainted. We had to quickly attend to her.
All right,
and you must have big people with muscles to control crowd.
Exactly.
All those bad boys in the area, we got them to control crowd. Not to talk of more than 5,000 children.
All right, gentlemen. Wow. What a sad way to end the show, but thank you so much today. Thank you. Appreciate you. BK. Thank you very much. And that's it on Journalist Hangout today. Join us tomorrow for another episode of the program. You can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode tonight at 11. Join us on Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. for Journalist Hangouts on Sunday. We are on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Benga Oresheg. Bye for now, and God bless Nigeria.
Hello, TVC Communications. How can I help?
What makes TVC the right choice for my business?
Excellent question, sir. Let me share some exciting facts with you.
Start your day on TVC Entertainment with Wake Up Nigeria, a family and lifestyle show. Your view empowers women globally.
It's your view, let it count.
Entertainment Splash delivers the hottest celebrity trends. On TVC News, we keep you informed with breaking news and in-depth analysis of events shaping the world.
I will continue to speak the truth.
TVC News at 7 and TVC News at 10 p.m. delivers the most important stories of the day. Max FM, your hit music radio station, captivates listeners daily across Lagos and Abuja, making every commute more enjoyable. Adaba 88.9 FM is not left out, as it is the voice of Southwest. And on TVC Digital, we reach to million viewers daily. All together, pulls in over 17 million viewers daily. Contact us on 0707 272 8338 or marketing at tvccommunications.tv. Partner with TVC Communications today. Let's grow together.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amakora Kwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Welcome to our hacker. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of your view are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
Every weekday on Business Nigeria, we uncover the secrets of the financial world.
We analyze the stock market, shares, bonds, and the thrilling world of cryptocurrency.
Facts matter. Our team dives deep to separate fact from popular opinion.
We simplify complex government policies as it impacts your everyday life, helping you navigate the ever-changing financial landscape.
Watch Business Nigeria every weekday at 2 p.m. only on TVC News. First with breaking news.
Sometimes it's the story that calls. At other times, the people just want to be heard.
School, I need students, but I need teacher.
Can't continue like this.
Their voices re-echoing through time itself.
We haven't done anything. If the tide is high, everybody run for safety.
Their tears leave a sweet sour taste for all their demands. A familiar call beckoning for change. In our world, no one expects a disaster to happen. But when it does, we'll be there to x-ray all sides, from the east to the west, north and south. Community Forum will examine the oddities and challenges to economic development, as well as issues yearning for government intervention. Watch fresh episodes of Community Forum on Sundays by 9:30 p.m. only on TVC News.
Ahmed Tinubu, do solemnly swear.
Thanks for joining us on the program, everyone. I am Nifemi Ogutoye. You can join the conversation right now on X at TVC News NG. Remember to use the hashtag Beyond 100 Days. We'll begin with the latest development from Ibadan, Oyo State capital, where the police have confirmed that 35 children lost their lives in the funfair stampede, while 6 others are critically injured. The Oyo State Police Command, in a statement, said organizers of the event, including the main sponsor, Naomi Shilekwola, and her media partner, the principal of the school, and 5 others have been arrested in connection with the tragedy. The police said they have commenced an investigation into the incident, which it said was organized without proper permission or safety measures in place. The police also sympathized with families of the victims, assuring the public that everything is being done to prevent such incidents in the future. Meanwhile, President Tinubu has expressed sadness over the tragic incident at the Children's Funfair in Ibadan, which resulted in the loss of innocent lives, leaving many injured. The president extends his heartfelt condolences to the government and people of Oyo State, as well as to the grieving families who have lost their beloved children. Mr. President also directed the relevant authorities to investigate the circumstances of the incident thoroughly. To legal matters now. An FCT High Court sitting in Maitama has granted bail to the former governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, in the sum of 500 million naira and 3 sureties in like sum. The court, presided over by Justice Mario Manene, had held that the sureties must be holders of titles to property in Maitama district or any other area within the jurisdiction of the court. Also, the title documents of the property should be deposited with the court, and that the sureties must deposit a copy of a means of identification. The court also held that Mr. Bello must deposit his travel documents and must not travel outside the country without express permission. The former governor of Kogi said a standing trial over misappropriation of 110 billion naira at the FCT High Court. Recall that the Federal High Court in Abuja had on Friday granted him bail in another trial on money laundering charges involving an alleged diversion of 80.2 billion naira in public funds. Is to be remanded in Kuje Correctional Center pending the perfection of his bail condition. On the show today, we're shining the spotlight on the Bureau of Public Procurement. Established in 2007, the BPP is the regulatory authority responsible for overseeing public procurement in Nigeria, ensuring transparency, efficiency, competition, integrity, and value for money. The BPP plays a crucial role in harmonizing government policies and practices, regulating standards, and developing the legal framework and professional capacity for public procurement. But has the Bureau lived up to expectations over the years? That's one big question we're asking tonight. To delve deeper into this topic, I'm joined by the Director General of the Bureau of Public Procurement, Dr. Adebowale Adedokun, is live from our Abuja studio. Dr. Adedokun, congratulations on your recent appointment as DG. And thank you for joining us. So let's get to it. As a pioneer staff of the Bureau and former Director of Research, Training and Strategic Planning, you have a deep understanding of the organization's inner workings. Let's begin with what your vision is for the BPP and the innovative approaches you plan to bring on board to address the challenges facing public procurement in Nigeria.
Thank God Almighty for the opportunity to serve among 220 million Nigerians
to be able to serve under the leadership of our President Bola Tinubu Ahmed. I'm just 1 month, like you rightly said, just to reemphasize, I'm the first pioneer staff of the Bureau of Public Procurement. And interestingly, I've had experiences of having to go through different phases of governance in the last 22 years in this nation. And it's quite interesting to see how procurement has been shaping the activities of governance. And I'm glad that for the first time, the government of this nation under our president has allowed an homegrown staff of the Bureau to head the institution. The last one that was held, and curiously, what I was looking at the president's comments, and I saw in someone who knows exactly what he wants to do, then asking his lieutenant to translate his vision into realities. And here was I looking at what was going on, and then suddenly I realized that procurement indeed plays a crucial role at ensuring that the visions, the programs, and the activities, the link to successful implementation of the whole renewed hope agenda lies with us, who are practitioners, who have been saddled with responsibility of implementing or providing regulations, providing guidelines towards ensuring that government programs are timely, are well executed, add value to what God. So in the last 1 month, I found it quite interesting that what it requires is leadership. What we need is really leadership. And the first thing is to inspire the entire procurement workforce in Nigeria, asking them to come back to the tenets of why public procurement reform was actually created, and basically is to bring economic development, is to allow Nigerians to feel the impact of the various programs, activities set out by government. Very simple. Procurement is really to be able to start a process and complete it. Not only to complete it, to ensure that value. For instance, if you are going to build a road, we want to see clearly that processes were followed, the right contractor was selected, the contractor begins the project and ends it timely. And that's why we also want to see contractors who are buoyant, who have resources. We are concerned about people accepting contracts and then looking for government again to fund them. So basically in the last 1 month is to bring back confidence among all the critical stakeholders along the value chain, to say to them, it's no longer business as usual. You do not need to come to BPP, you do not need to follow up your request. We want to tell contractors that if you get a contract, we are going to monitor you to the end. We will be enforcing the regulations, the sanctions provided by the various sources. And more importantly, we've engaged the anti-corruption agencies. In the last 3 weeks, we have been involved in talking to our colleagues who are in the front of fighting corruption. Rather, we are now saying, let's prevent it. And the only way we can actually get value for the resources that government has given to us for Nigerians is to ensure that from onset, procurement processes are followed. Procurement processes are allowed to bring out the best. And I'll tell you, for instance, under this new, can you hear me?
Dr. Adedokun, just a minute. Let me butt in for a minute, because I see that you are fresh with ideas. If I allow you, you might take the entire length of this show. We have just about 25 minutes, and there are different areas I want us to explore together. Let us explore the BPP Act of 2007 as amended. The aim is to establish a transparent and accountable public procurement system in Nigeria. Briefly, how would you assess its implementation thus far?
Well, the truth is that there's room for improvement. We have made mistakes in the past. We are learning and will continue to learn. I can assure you that the law as it is, with some minor amendments, compares globally. The real issue for us is implementation. The real issue about the law is compliance. That's what we need to focus on. As per the law, comparably with what you see globally, the law is good. And there's nothing that is constant other than change itself. Yes, we have areas that we have learned in the last 15 years that there are needs to be amended. Sections of the law needs to be amended, that's for sure. But in terms of implementation, we have tried to the best we could, but I can tell you for sure there's huge room for improvement. And that's what I'm bringing in to bear, is that we will implement it to achieve value for good governance, value for Nigerians. The law is set to be implemented, and that's what I'm bringing to table.
Dr. Adedokun, when you say we've made mistakes in the past, how huge are those mistakes? Because a sister organization did a finding last year, and it showed that some civil servants did not only get involved in contract execution of contracts through proxies, but also allegedly circumvented the BPP Act by engaging in contract splitting and bypassing of the regulators. Does this bother you as an insider? Okay. What specific strategies are you looking to employ to address these gaps and challenges that have been identified?
Again, thank you. When you say some civil servants, the problem that we need to really address, like I've told you, is for us to put in systems that guides stages of procurement processes in this nation. For instance, we need to make our procurement competitive. We need to open it up. When our procurement is really restricted in a way, it gives room for manipulation. And under this leadership, under His Excellency, one of the clear instructions that we have is to give business opportunities, allow contractors, service providers, and every stakeholder to have opportunity to express their opinion on procurement activities. So what I can guarantee you in this, our administration, is to ensure that processes are followed. For instance, if any staff of BPP, if any procurement officer nationwide is found wanting, I will be the first to leave that person to be investigated upon. There's no room. We're not going to hide anybody. And I've started that, even internally. Every staff of BPP knows that you owe yourself professionalism. You owe yourself truthfulness. And if you are found, our management will not hide you. We will insist that you pay for your offense. And we're working closely with our sister organization. We've started already by sharing information to any of our colleagues who ask us for details about staff, procurement officers, or anybody in the system that have been found to have violated any aspect of the law. So in the last 1 month, we've been sharing detailed information. And let me go further. We're also working closely with National Assembly. I've been with them, the House Committee on Public Procurement, the Senate Committee, to assure them that we'll give them timely reports of contraventions through our procurement audit exercise and through our surveillances. And recently, we also agree with ICPC on how we are going to jointly carry out monitoring activities. So real-time answers to any violation of the Act is what we are bringing to the table.
Dr. Adedokun, we are really counting on that because, unfortunately, the BPP has faced criticism and perceptions of corruption in the past. In fact, a report by the Procurement Observation and Advocacy Initiative alleges that 70% of procurement fraud accounts for 70% of total corruption in the public sector. And hearing you talk about how you intend to address this is refreshing. We're looking forward to a systemic measures, though, that will not be limited to your personal involvement. But I want you to quickly speak to government interference, which has also often been cited as a major challenge facing the BPP. How do you plan to maintain the organization's independence and ensure that it can operate without undue influence or interference from government?
Again, in the last month of my resumption of duty, no leadership, I quote me very well, the president down to every person in government, nobody has called me to ask me to take decisions. In fact, on record, I have declined requests from every sector of governance in this country. I have turned down without having to look back. And I can tell you the positive reaction to what we have done is that people are beginning to comply. By me saying, no godfatherism anymore. You do your work, you get reward. And the turnaround time, what has actually caused some of the perception that BPP or we're being influenced is the turnaround time. When requests are made, and it takes a long time, now we have instituted standard operating procedure, timelines, that we must respond to any request from any government agency. That will help us. That clearly shows that if you have it, if you have complied, we give you approval. If you have not complied, we send it back to you. Every staff of BPP understands that now. Secondly, all the staff and chief executives of NDAs today understands that the new sheriff in town, just comply, you will be given your approval. So I can tell you that I have received complete support from every level of governance today, and I'm so proud of the people I'm working with so far, across board.
The establishment of the National Council on Procurement is no doubt a key provision of the BPP Act. What is the current status of plans to establish it, and what role do you see it play in promoting some level of coordination and consistency in public procurement practices across Nigeria?
Okay, I can tell you for a fact that as of today, there's an ongoing amendment or a process to amend the Public Procurement Act 2007 has started. And I can tell you the president has already forwarded an executive bill to that effect. And I can assure you that as towards the end of the process of this amendment, I can tell you from my experience in the last 1 month, the president is very committed towards establishing or inaugurating this council. We'll just give him time. Once it's done, we all hear the news. However, just to put it in context, that the National Council on Public Procurement has its statutory responsibility, and their roles are quite different from what the Bureau of Public Procurement will do. But they oversight the activities of the Bureau. They ensure that BPP stays on the path of fairness, transparency, accountability, and competition. So I can tell you that that process is ongoing. A lot of attempts have been done in the past, but in this government, you will see it come to pass.
As at June this year, we're hearing from feelers from the National Assembly was that there was a litany of abandoned projects estimated at 60,000. What is the current status now? How daunting are the challenges in this regard before you?
Well, you need to understand that for BPP, our role is not really getting involved in implementation. Our role is really to ensure that the processes leading to the award of those contracts are clearly complied with. However, we have also been involved in undertaking monitoring of some of these projects. In the last few weeks, we've engaged some of these ministries who have these, or parastatals and agencies who have some of these projects abandoned. We've engaged them in a very methodological approach to help them to prioritize. So ongoing activities are already instituted on how to put projects that will impact directly, immediately on the lives of Nigerians. Those projects are already being given top priority. So as the days goes by, the months goes by, we'll begin to see reduction. The interesting thing is this, that that era where projects would not have financial plan is over. Now we will not give you an approval that you have not clearly showed us how you will fund that project. And I can tell you, the Minister for Finance and the Coordinating of Economy, the Budget and National Planning, the DG Budget, and some other key leaders of this governance, we have been meeting collectively to address these issues of funding. And I can tell you from 2025, clearly you will not see that level of abandonment of projects. Again, particularly the new ones that have been done. The old ones are also being cleaned up, and some of them will be given enough funding under the Redeemed Hope agenda. So you can count on us, put us on our feet to give you updates on the performances of contracts that we have given certificates of no objection to. We will be here to give you timely reports as we go on during the course of our administration.
We are really going to count on your promise of accountability. We're going to keep checking on you and keep inviting you back to follow up on all of these processes. But I wanted to react to some people who have said there is the need to remove bottlenecks in the contract processes, that about 18 conditions lined up for getting a contract are too cumbersome, and that the BPP needs to concentrate on the procurement process, as about 99% of those that get the jobs do not even have those papers, and the paperwork does not make for transparency. What are your thoughts in this regard?
Well, I totally disagree with you on that.
Not me, Doctor. Not me.
Okay,
I'm just telling you what some stakeholders have said.
Let me correct an impression. Okay, let me correct an impression that we have a database where contractors, service provider register on. And we have a partnership with PENCOM, NSITF, FRIS, such a way that it is online. Registration is online. However, we are moving to the next level, that we are categorizing, or we have categorized contractors into A, B, C, D, and E. This is to enable local contractors in Nigeria. In the last few years, we have on our database over 65,000 Nigerian contractors who are registered, but very few, less than 10,000 or between 5,000 thereabouts, have been patronized. So what we're doing under our administration is to give preference. We're going to reduce within the confines of the law. I mean, for instance, a contractor that does big projects, the same conditions are applicable to small farms. So we are coming up with implementation strategy that will give some succor to small businesses. Under the renewal agenda, you will realize that there's emphasis on growing local industries. So we're going to bring out policies under the 2025 budget that will give succor to local contractors, but we will emphasize professionalism. A contractor that just got registered this year has to start from somewhere. He cannot jump at a go, wants to be doing high-valued contract. He should start from low value, then graduate
I hear you clearly.
to become
Dr.
one of the
Adedoko,
big.
we are
So
definitely...
I can assure you,
we are definitely going to continue this conversation.
We intend to promote through our policies.
Yes.
Government will support small and medium scale, women in businesses, those with disability. We are coming out with policies that you will see in the next, under the next 2025 budget, how all these small businesses will begin to strive.
All right. Dr. Adedoko, we're going to come back. We have a long time to spend together, but we have completely run out of time. Critics of this agency say that previous leaders have used their powers to control awards and that the expectation is that you will choose to act differently. We're going to return subsequently to also continue this conversation. Thank you so much for coming on the program today. I've been speaking with the brand new Director General of the Bureau of Public Procurement, Dr. Adebowale Adedokun. Thank you so much for sharing this time with us.
Thank you very much.
And that's our program today. You can watch it again at midnight and at 6 a.m. tomorrow. I am Nifemi Okuntoye.
Bola Ahmed Tinubu, do solemnly swear
Hello, TVC Communications. How can I help?
What makes TVC the right choice for my business?
Excellent question, sir. Let me share some exciting facts with you.
Start your day on TVC Entertainment with Wake Up Nigeria, a family and lifestyle show. Your view empowers women globally.
It's your view, let it count.
Entertainment Splash delivers the hottest celebrity trends. On TVC News, we keep you informed with breaking news and in-depth analysis of events shaping the world.
I will continue to speak the truth.
TVC News at 7 and TVC News at 10 p.m. delivers the most important stories of the day. Max FM, your hit music radio station, captivates listeners daily across Lagos and Abuja, making every commute more enjoyable. Adaba 88.9 FM is not left out, as it is the voice of Southwest. And on TVC Digital, we reach 2 million viewers daily. All together, pulls in over 17 million viewers daily. Contact us on 0707 272 8338 or marketing at tvccommunications.tv. Partner with TVC Communications today. Let's grow together.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News, first with breaking news.